Yo, what's going on? And welcome back to some more Umamusume. And today we are finally going to start training our ace for the Gemini Cup. We gotta do some things before we can actually get started. So, I think the main character that most people are going to use for the Gemini Cup is going to be Gold Ship here. Now, the big benefits for Gold Ship are her signature ability, and the fact that she's an end closer, and the fact that she's free to play, and the fact that she has access to a free gold skill for stamina here. So, first things first, since I haven't actually started training Gold Ship yet, we need to get her to potential level 5. So that's what we're gonna do. I made sure to have all the materials. This was the last one that I was farming up. But anyways, yeah, I would recommend you get this gold stamina skill because it's going to be important for the Gemini Cup. This is pretty expensive, but, you know, it is what it is. It's what we've been saving for, so. Unlock all these skills. That is fine. And we actually just finished a challenge, too, for doing a certain amount of potential ups. So, second thing is her signature ability is pretty important. So, what I'm going to do, and I'm only going to do this because I'm pretty close. So, you can see here that I have 98 out of 100 star pieces for Gold Ship. And I would like her to be 3 stars to get up to Anchors Away instead of Warning Shot, just because it's a little bit better. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the statue exchange and we're going to get ourselves 2 of the star pieces. These are actually the only... I've never used any statues yet, so these are all the statues that I've accrued over time. I'll probably use them at some point, just not right now. And I really wouldn't recommend using them for any character that's 3 or below 3 stars. This is kind of an exception, and it's only because I'm using only 2. But otherwise, you should probably never use it on these characters, because these characters are going to get maxed out on their own when you start rolling for horses a lot. So, but anyways. Now, that's going to let us get 3-star Gold Ship. She's not crazy at all. So we got her outfit as well. And it does give you a little bit of a stat boost, which will just help you hit your thresholds that you need. But obviously, we're just looking for stamina, right? Okay, last thing we gotta do before we can actually start training. And we might as well look at what I was getting ready. So pretty much the past week, I've been training McQueens to try and get a good parent McQueen, and slowly over the course, like, this is kind of where we started. Granted, I got rid of a lot of them, but slowly over the course of time, I adapted how I was doing things. And this one's not terrible, right? Like, we got 2 speeds, so we end up with an 8-star with firm conditions and spring runner. Turf is not that bad, and then 2-star of this. But early on, I was just kind of like trying to eke by with the minimum number of races. And how I kind of adapted over time is to run more races. And specifically, so you can see here, like, we got a decent number of stuff, but unfortunately a guts. I guess this run kind of fell apart. But what I was trying to do is get as many of the crowns, the triple crowns, as you can with McQueen, because she has a lot of the races already built into her campaign. So if you can run some extras, like here, you add in the Satsuki show and the Japanese Derby, combined with the Kikuka show, is a triple crown during the classic year. Unfortunately, we didn't win that one. But ideally, you get first in all of them. And then we do another one in senior year. We do the Osaka High we add in. And she already runs these 2. So you combine all 3 of those to get the senior year triple crown. And then the last one I was trying to do, which sometimes it didn't work out. It looks like this run it didn't really work out. But if you do the Tenno Show Autumn and then the Japan Cup after that, and then the Arima Keenan after that, that's another crown that you can get. And it also, for winning all three of them, McQueen actually has a special event that gives her some stats and stuff. So, this is pretty much what I've landed on. It's not perfect by any means, but I think it's pretty good and it'll get us started. So we got the 2-star stamina, which means that we got 5-star stamina, 3-star power, and we got quite a few white sparks that are pretty decent. Could be better, but after a week is kind of what I got to, and it wasn't... We need to get to work on our ace. So 2-star turf, again, is fine. We'll end up with 2 turf sparks and 4 long sparks for our actual ace run. And then these are some of the white sparks we got. So Osaka High, while it only gives guts, it does give standard distance, which is what we're looking for. Satsuki Show gives power, but the race course doesn't matter. Tenno Show is going to give us 2 good things. It's going to give us stamina and spring runner, both of which are going to be good for the Gemini Cup. Hopeful Stakes is just good stats. And then spring runner, again, just another chance to get that spring runner for the Gemini Cup. So this is probably the... And funnily enough, I don't even think... She didn't even win the URA finals. She was not capable. But you can see that we tried to do the triple crowns, but it never really worked out, right? Like, we ran these 2, and then we lost the Kikuka Show. Or we ran these 2, and then we lost the Takarazuka Keenan. And then here, I actually lost on the Japan Cup, so I was like, alright, well... The hope is dead, so I didn't even bother running the Arima Keenan there. But ideally, you're winning a lot more. The problem with a parent horse is a lot of times you're trying to skirt by with the minimum number of stats required to actually make it. And that's kind of what this run was. It obviously wasn't good enough to win. But, you know, sometimes you just end up with good enough sparks to use, and I think this is fine. So, moving on, though, we do need to make sure that our deck is ready. And so this is kind of the deck that I was using. I ended up switching out Seiyun Sky for Satano Diamond just because I wasn't getting enough stamina with Seiyun Sky. And I figured if I use Satano Diamond, I could get in those extra races instead and spend less time training stamina. And it did pretty much work how I wanted it to. Plus Satano Diamond's not that bad. Because it does give firm conditions and sunny days, 2 things that are both useful for the Gemini Cup. So that's kind of what I ended up on, using Marikani Fuku Kitaru, just because it's the only way to get right-handed reliably, but we didn't end up with a right-hand spark on our Legacy anyways, so we'll see. Maybe I'll revisit it. But let's make a real deck. I think we'll probably scrap this deck real quick here. So what we need... is first let's start with our speed cards. Oh, I want to go here. So we probably don't want to use this one because it's not good for end closers. And we're almost certainly going to use Kita-san Black, but a borrowed version. Now, I can't really figure out what's better, Sweep Tosho or Aishin Flash. I think I'm going to go Aishin Flash just because we do actually get the standard distance from it. And Sweep Tosho, really the only thing Sweep Tosho offers us is Charming, which we could maybe get early on to help us get friendships quicker. But I think Sweep Tosho is going to have to go because the other thing that's going to be important, and we're also going to get rid of this card, but the thing that I haven't used yet, but probably the most important card for this event is going to be Hishi Amazon here. Now, it's not really for the power, but it is for Straightaway Spurt. Now, maybe I should have tried to get Straightaway Spurt on my Legacy. The problem is it's just a skill that's completely useless to the Legacy, right? Because Majiro McQueen is not an end closer. But this is going to be the best skill in the entire tournament. So I recommend you get it on preferably gold ship, but anyone that you're running on end closer is going to really want this skill, and it's going to be better than any other acceleration skill in the entire tournament. So, we do need to level up this card because it's not leveled up yet. It does have end closer savvy. I don't know how good this is. It just gives us like wit and positioning ability for end closers. So we'll be able to use it, but it's not going to be amazing. But this skill is going to be like almost mandatory. So let's go ahead. Oh, it doesn't even save what card you were on when you hit level up. That's kind of lame. Where are you at? So we'll go ahead and max out this card just because we want as much usefulness out of it as possible. The friendship gauge, the mood effect, friendship bonus. We're all going to want this to be as good as possible to make our ace run as powerful as possible. Also, we get the extra stamina from it if we do actually end up training with her. It's so expensive, but it has to be done. So that should probably be the only card that we actually have to level up here. And then I am going to use this card. We didn't use this card on our legacy, obviously, because McQueen was the parent. But this card is going to be very valuable because we want Kyoto Racecourse. And I guess it doesn't have Spring Runner, right? This one's weird because the lower level one actually has Spring Runner and Kyoto, whereas this one only has Kyoto, and then these two are not useful for this event. But we do get corner adept hints, which could be good, and maybe we'll get straightaway hints. I think we're going to be spoiled for choice with skills, so we probably won't even have room for something like straightaway adept. But maybe we can put in a few extra stamina skills just to make sure we are completely ready for that. But yeah, this card is going to be useful, especially for the race course thing. What does the race course one do? It is a stamina thing. So, now moving on. How I think we're gonna do this, because we're gonna go Kitasan Black and Aishin Flash. Kishi Amazon, unfortunately, not gonna be as useful, but I think we're gonna want 3 stamina cards, because it's gonna be vital that we get to 1200 stamina with as much speed as possible. So, and I don't have a good selection of stamina cards. You'll probably see that really quickly here. The two stamina cards that people are going to be using a lot are these two, and you can see that I just didn't get any copies of them, so they're not going to be good enough for me. Manhattan Cafe is probably especially going to be useful because it has long straightaways. Does this one do anything for long? No, but it is useful because there's 2 uphills on the race course. But this one's probably going to be your best bet for the thing if you have it fully limit broken. But we are going to run my Satano Diamond instead. So these are my 3 best stamina cards, essentially, and it's not even very good. So hopefully this should be able to get us to 100 or 1,200 stamina, though, because Gold Ship does have a stamina bonus. So with this deck, we're hoping to get 1,200 stamina. Oh, we might as well grab our rewards. And as much speed as we possibly can, right? So let's get into the actual run, and I'll show off our legacies. So Gold Ship, obviously we know that Gold Ship can have some struggles during the campaign, so I wouldn't expect to get a perfect one right away. So we're probably going to have to spend the next week working on this. We pretty much have exactly a week from when I'm recording this before the racing starts. Maybe even a day less than a week. So this is going to be our project for the upcoming days, is just training Gold Ship over and over until we get one that is good enough. Now, looking at my legacies, unfortunately these two look the exact same, but I'm pretty sure it's this one, right? Yeah, it's this one. And then, oh, whoops. We confirm that. And the guest I have is going to be this right here. So combine what I showed with my Majiro McQueen before, and we have 3 more long sparks. Plus, this person has a lot of pretty good skills that could potentially give us stamina, spring runners, stuff like that. Some of these aren't as good, like non-standard distance is not what we're looking for, but other sources of stamina, firm conditions is good, Corner Recovery is good. That one's not good. Firm Conditions again. We just have a lot of chances, again, Stamina, to get what we're looking for, right? Power, Stamina again, and Corner Recovery again. So yeah, just a lot of chances to get what we're looking for. And the good thing is I kind of made sure that we were going to get double circle affinity by doing this. So our chances of actually getting gold sparks and getting more of those sparks is going to be a lot higher. And then we're using this deck that we just showed off. And we're going to have to experiment a little bit. I'm not sure that this is exactly going to be 100% what I want to do. We'll have to see what's better, 3 stamina cards or 3 speed cards, right? There might be a chance I swap out probably Satano Diamond with another speed card, depending on how the runs go. I just got to get some experience under my belt and figure out exactly what we need to do better over the course of the runs. And I don't think we need anything else out of Gold Ship, right? Like, I think she just needs medium and long to run her whole career. And then we do have the stamina bonus and the power bonus. So yeah, what we're looking for in the final build is essentially 1200 stamina, as much speed as we could get, and then we want Go Home Specialist and Swinging Maestro, probably Professor of Curvature as well, and then pretty much mandatory is going to be Straightaway Spurt, and then from there as many of the good green sparks as we can get. So Aishin Flash, Standard Distance, Kyoto Race Course, Firm Conditions. Sunny Days we could go with, but it is a Guts bonus, not as good. So yeah, any of those. If we could somehow get right-handed, but I think right-handed maybe has a chance to proc from one of the just built-in story events, but I think it's very rare. So I don't know if I'd rely on that. But anyways, let's go ahead and start the career. And again, Gold Ship likes to be temperamental, so not every run is actually going to work out. So while I was training Legacies, and it probably didn't even show in the last video yet, but I've kind of adapted my strategies a little bit further from what they were. A lot of times early, I was focusing heavily on getting friendships up. And I realized, especially for the Legacies, I wasn't getting the exact stats that I wanted. So now I've kind of changed up my strategy to be more focusing on the stats that I want and less the friendships that I want. And that seemed to be a little bit better. So we're going to implement that today as best as we can. And I think it's kind of like you want to strike a balance between the two. So you can see here that like stamina is probably the best button here. But the problem is we already have 265 stamina. And if we want to win like the maiden race and stuff, we need speed. So I'm really tempted to just start by clicking speed. Now we are running less speed cards than I normally would be, so it's going to be a little bit tougher to just keep clicking speed over and over. But I think that's probably still the best play, is to just start building up speed, start raising this facility's level. And we are going to want the stamina facility to be leveled up, but from my experience of training the Legacy, I could kind of get away with not really training very much stamina until year 3, and then we just go really hard on stamina year 3, maybe even second half of year 2. But anyways, that's probably the strategy that we're going to implement, if it looks a little bit different from what I would normally have done in the past. But sometimes, you know, like, I just can't really justify clicking speed with no one there. So then you got to make tough decisions, right? This one's kind of good because it's got a hint from Satano Diamond. But Wit is kind of good because it has more people and we don't use energy. But I think I gotta go with this because leveling up the stamina facility is still going to provide value for us. And Satano Diamond could have given us firm conditions, which would have been nice. I haven't trained Gold Ship in a few weeks now, so, since the Gold Ship event, so I will have to probably look up some of these. Looks like the bottom one gives us stamina, so it's an easy pick. Again, no one's showing up to speed, though. That's a little bit concerning. Because we do probably want about 140, 150 speed before we get to the maiden race. But I think it's just too hard to not pick this and hope that we can get an early straightaway spurt. Because then we kind of eliminate that stress. Because I think the run is kind of a failure if we don't get that skill. So. And we got Satano Diamond Sunny Days. At least it's useful, but not what I was looking for. We're probably looking to rest this turn. It's kind of a bad training turn anyways. Because the best thing to do would be to wit. So, probably just a rest. And then... does the second... I always forget because I always pick the top option here for Super Creek because it gives energy back, but we don't need the full 15 energy. The bottom is 10 stamina. What's better? 15, which is probably only going to give us like 10 energy, or 10 stamina? That's a tough one. I think we take the energy because it's early on, and if we don't have to rest again before the maiden race, that would be great, but I think we probably will have to rest again. Yeah, we only got 10 energy. So, still no real good chance to speed train here. It's kind of tough. Like, this run already feels pretty bad to me, right? Because we kind of wasted that. We didn't even get the energy back from it, but I felt it was the best way to go. And then we waste an energy event as well, which is kind of unlucky. Okay, here, probably going to end up training speed, even though none of the speed cards showed up. But it's going to get Satano Diamond pretty close. The other thing I don't know what to do, because I have been using McQueen, is on the maiden race I'd always go front runner. I have no idea if that's viable on Gold Ship, because Gold Ship has like a G in front runner. It might still be good enough, though. We kind of have to get speed right now, so I don't think I have a lot of choice. I think we need to just, any chance, grab speed. Okay, and then they're giving me another speed, which is nice. Although, Aishin Flash is a good hint, but I guess so is Kitasan Black. Extra tank is not what we were looking for, though. Now, I don't actually know the Hishi Amazon events, because I haven't really used the card since I started the game. But we'll probably learn them over time as we do more and more runs with it. Now, this, I guess, is going to have to be another rest. We do get a pretty good speed training here. Then we got one more day before the maiden race, which I think is just going to be another speed training. But yeah, I'm really like focused on the facilities more than I was previously. And then I think Get Her a Drink also gives stamina, so not only does it give energy, but it's just like the better choice. So these are pretty good stats for the maiden race. The question is, do I actually run front runner? Now, how much are we actually going to need? Because we're probably not getting hints for this one, would be my guess. Especially because Sweep Tosho, I think, has hints for this, but we don't have Sweep Tosho. So we can't rely on that. And I don't actually know if this skill is any good in the cups or not. This might be like a luxury that we get at the end. Like, is Masterful Gambit good? I don't know. That seems like another luxury skill, though. There's really nothing that we can get to help us for the maiden race. And yeah, so here's where we're gonna have to get experience with, does running front runner work on Gold Ship? I have no idea. As far as I know, it should be viable to do it on anyone for the maiden race, just because we have more stats than they do. But let's try it. That did not work. Okay. So this is going to be a learning experience, huh? We also need to learn all the intricacies of Gold Ship's career if we're going to need to, like, earn fans or anything. For some reason, I don't think Gold Ship needs to earn fans ever. Although maybe we will for the hopeful stakes now that... I guess, yeah, we do just because we lost, essentially. We probably, because we lost, need to train a little bit more before we can try another maiden race. That's kind of just how it goes. That one giving stamina is pretty good. It's probably just a rest. Ooh, that's a lot. Now, hints are important for us, but all she can give now is firm conditions. I think this is too valuable to give up. I guess also mood is going to help us a lot for the starter race. Usually I would get mood up before the maiden race, but it didn't happen this time. That's just kind of luck-based, though. It's really hard to not click stamina here, so that's probably what we gotta do. And we're kind of just looking for a bad training turn, where we can then run another maiden race now. That's really tempting. The problem is like, this is almost too good not to press, right? As much as we need that Hishi Amazon hint, what is her hint frequency? Does she have increased hint frequency? She does not, so hints are actually kind of rare for her. That's unfortunate, but I think I can't afford to do that. Okay, this card I also don't know because I've been training McQueen and not using this card. The bottom one, both of them are decent. This one gives less stamina but max energy, whereas this one takes a little bit of energy but gives you more stamina. I think I'm gonna go that. Okay, we can't really train this turn. I kind of want to just run then. Do we have a skill that can make it a little bit better? Like, this is not great. We could pretty easily get this, but we're probably going to get more hints for that as we go. So ideally, we do not. I don't know, we're not really that much faster than we were before. I'm going to try it one more time. Okay, so it is possible for her to win the maiden race, and she won it by quite a bit, so I think it was just kind of like a random roll that we lost it before. We just got unlucky. Okay, we do get a mood up, but we probably have to rest again. And now we're just getting ready for the hopeful stakes. Let's look at her career really quick. Is there anything that's going to catch me off guard? Satsuki Show. From what we learned earlier, if we run the Satsuki Show and then the Japanese Derby into this, it is a crown. But I don't think that's going to matter unless we need more skill points. I think we're probably looking to run minimum number of races and maximum amount of training Killer Appetite, isn't this her energy event? I think it is. Which kind of sucks that we just rested and got well rested, but I think we still go for it. Because it's still 19 instead of 10, so. And then like here, I gotta click this, right? It's just too good not to. So you can see we're ending up with way too much stamina and not enough speed. Ooh, again? I mean, I'll do it. Just don't ruin my run. This is good, though. It's a lot of speed plus the reporter. And we're moving our way into the end of December, so we can kind of just willy-nilly use energy, because we'll get some back on the new year. Extra training. I've been really back and forth on what to do with extra training. Kind of my thoughts have been, if you get less than 20 of the stat, do the extra training, and if you don't, take the energy back. So I think this is a take the energy back situation. I don't know this event. What do we got here? Either 10 energy. Ooh, that second choice could give us Slacker. And non-standard distance is not even that useful, so I think we're just going to take the energy. It would have been a lot of skill points, though. Ah, that's rough. You do have a good hint, though, right? You have firm conditions as well. And I guess Ramp Up and Homestretch Haste are pretty good for Gold Chip, as well as Corner. Like, all of these are good except for Hesitate Pace Chasers for Gold Chip. But giving up on 27 or 28 stamina. We do kind of need speed if we're actually going to win the Hopeful Stakes. Or at least we should be able to get top 5 even with this speed. But I just can't not click the big numbers. Because we need stats, right? Like, it's just like, how many stats can we get? So even if we don't win the races, I think it might be better to go for stats. Like, here, this is more stats, but... This is a bad situation, though. Like, do I go for this hint? The only thing we can really get is firm conditions. Do I go for this because it gets Kitasan Black up to orange? It's a tough one, right? I'll do this and we'll hope. I think the Hopeful Stakes is probably going to go poorly. Should I... I should take the energy back and hope we don't get a random energy regenerating event. Do we have any skill that can help us here? I might just grab an early corner adept because we are lacking in speed. Okay, this one's going to be bad for Gold Chip, right? Because she always runs on the outside. Extra Tank will I didn't really take it into account. I didn't know what Extra Tank was because I never buy it. But this is actually probably going to be something we buy at the end if we have extra skill points. And this is probably okay as well. But yeah, I think I'm just grabbing early corner adept. It's not a great grab right now because we could get more hints, but we need something to make us a little bit better at racing. And the game says that we're shooing to win. Should we maybe watch a race, try and get an idea of how it's going? Because I obviously have never used Gold Chip since I upgraded her star rank to her new ability and raised her potential and stuff.
スタート。各馬娘揃って綺麗なスタートを切りました。
誰が先頭に抜け出すか注目しましょう。
先行争いは13番アグネス・タキオ、6番注目のゴールドシップ。少し後方に。
So we might speed it up a little bit just because not a whole lot is going to happen early race for us, right? Everything happens for gold ship late race. Now, I don't know if she procced her skill yet, because I don't think it shows skills while you're sped up. But she's kind of running like she did. It's looking pretty good. I think she's going to easily take it here. I just kind of want to get an idea of what we're looking at here. Yeah, it seems pretty good. She's not winning by huge amounts, but that's because we're kind of lacking in speed at the moment. And then the second option is energy back, right? Okay, so now that is so tempting. Problem is we got another race soon. I need speed desperately. But how can I not take this? This is like 33, 32 stamina right now. Yeah, 32. Extra training? No, we're see if we can get through this early part, resting as little as possible. Okay, now that's a great speed turn. That's what you want to see. And I think we kind of... I maybe made a mistake not going for that Hishi Amazon hint earlier. We kind of have to, like, go out of our way to get those, I think. Because who knows if we'll even get another one. This is unfortunate, but it's a lot of stamina. That's a lot of speed. And we are gonna want to make sure we do get the director up to green, because we do want to level up our ultimate as much as possible. This is an ace run, so that's very important, as opposed to the legacies where it wasn't as important. That's gonna be like almost mandatory. Okay, speed and power is fine. Actually, it's probably one of the better options just because we really need speed. It's gotta be a rest, huh? That's a Super Creek hint. I definitely wouldn't do that even if it was a Hishi Amazon hint, but it would be tempting. Given this, I'm probably just gonna do this for the friendship and the little bit of speed. Okay, let's see if we can get some good inspirations. It should be decent, so something to take into account. Not only, like, even a bad McQueen run was getting me the double circles with this nice nature support, but the fact that we ran more G1 races should make the support, like, the legacy even better at possibly giving good inspiration. Here we didn't get a gold one, but we should have even higher rates. And we do get firm conditions already, so that's actually great news. We got 5 hints of firm conditions? How does that happen? We only activated 1 single spark. How do we get 5 hints? I thought it was based on the stars of it, which even if it was 3 stars, I wouldn't expect that much. But we might just buy firm conditions right off the bat. Let's see if this race is firm conditions, at least. It is. So, That might be just an insta purchase because it gives us some extra strength. Now, we didn't get a hint for this. That skill is going to be something else that's pretty good for the Gemini Cup. Second? Oh, jeez. Okay, we obviously don't really want to get seconds too badly. Because we do need to make sure that we're getting enough fans. And that's going to hurt our prospects. We still have 2 races and the Arima Keenan's big, right? So we're still not worried until we lose the Arima Keenan. Then we're worried. Now we just got to get ready for summer vacation. And we need to get as much friendship with the director as possible. But it's not going to happen this turn. And we already have 600 stamina. So we're doing pretty good on that front. I'm thinking maybe I could drop down. Because earlier I was doing it with only 2 stamina cards. Getting up to, and I had slightly less stamina sparks as well, and I was getting myself to 1100, but the reason I went with 3 was because I was really sacrificing a lot of speed to do that. That's a good hint, but we gotta rest here. The problem is now we don't have a lot of speed cards, so it feels like I'm not getting enough speed. I don't know what either of these events do. Where's her part-time job? Stamina. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. And skill points. We do need lots of skill points. Okay, so we could train one more turn, then we gotta rest. And this might just be this for friendship. It's not great, but... We also, in our first inspiration, did not get any turf or long sparks, which is a little bit unfortunate. That's kind of going to be mandatory as well. Maybe. It would be nice. Wow, that's very tempting. The problem is it's right before summer vacation. But this has so many pluses to it, right? We got lots of stamina. Getting friendship with the director. I gotta rest, but that was really tempting. We get well rested as well, and it pretty much, we used exactly 70 energy there. So I think we're at a good spot either way. We want to get as much speed as possible right now, but it's too tempting to take this much stamina and get that hint. And that hint was speed, so that's nice as well. Okay, long corners is great. That's kind of just like a supplemental thing that we were going to want anyways. This is tough here, right? Because unfortunately, I said I got to go out of my way for Hishi Amazon hints, but it's a 50-50 which hint we get. And the other 2 trainings are not bad either. Do we already have standard distance spark? We don't. So that one's not, like, there's a lot of good options, right? This one, we need speed, and it has a chance at the standard distance spark. This one's good stamina, probably the worst option out of them. And this one, it's a good amount of stamina, a good amount of power, and it has a 50-50 of getting the Hishi Amazon spark. But it might not even be the right skill, right? That's tough. Especially if we do this, then we're probably not going to be able to train again. I think I got to. We have to take our chances. Okay. End closer straightaways. It's still a good skill, but it's not the one we were looking for. Smash some watermelons together. And then, yeah, we kind of can't train now. Should I do this anyways, though? Because we do need wit. We're probably going to want about 400 wit if possible, but, you know, we're asking for a lot. So, concessions will have to be made. I really don't want to take the chance on that one. Oh, at least that one's wit, though. Okay, we gotta rest. Paying it forward... I kind of feel like I just take the 10 energy. Alright, we got a whole lot of nothing going for us this turn, huh? It always sucks, like, you have turns where you have such good choices that you gotta pick from, and then you just have, like, a dead turn like this. I'm kind of tempted to just take the wit, I guess. What does this even give? I should probably read what the benefits of this event are. I know I always go with the second one. Okay, so the second one gives energy back and a little bit of guts, which is kind of meh. The top one costs 20 energy, but gives you 30 stamina. That's pretty tempting. Because it's kind of like an extra day of training, almost. Let's do that. We need the stamina. $50 stamina. This is also really tempting because we do still need to get you to green, but how can I say no to 50 stamina, right? We're actually doing really good on the stamina front, so... starting to get concerned that we have too many stamina cards, and an extra speed card is actually probably the play. Because you gotta remember, we have a lot of stamina sparks. Okay, I think we're pretty likely to do well in this race. Is there anything I really want to buy? I don't think so. Not right now. We're just hoping for good placements in these races. Alright, that's good. Good start. And we actually won by a lot. So now we just have to do, like, pretty good in the Arima Keenan. So we get enough fans. There's just so many things in these ace runs to focus on. Like, we need the director to green, we need Hishiyama's on hints, we need as many stats as we could get outside of that. We're still looking for hints from you, right? We're still looking for that. Corner adept we already bought, so that's not as good anymore. Extra tank, though, could be good. I think we gotta go more speed right now, huh? Although this could be a rest turn now that I look at it. It's kind of not a super good turn. I think I'm gonna rest. Yeah, I think that was a good choice. That's... They're hitting us with the old... You need both of these, but you can only have one. Well, we gotta go for this. Okay, we got straightaway spurt. That's huge. Now we don't need to look for her hints at all anymore. Again, this is better, but this we need friendship with the director. I gotta go with the stat we need more. I just hope that the director gives us a chance. I need to check what races we run at the start of year 2 before April. Do we run anything? Okay, there's Professor of Curvature, one of the skills that we kind of want for sure. This is late April, so we run nothing after this race until late April. So that means we can try and force the director's friendship, maybe? So now could be the time where we buy Professor of Curvature, since we already have Corner Adept. This is a long race, though, so straightaway Spurt, also a good pickup. Can we get both? It's close. We can't get both. I think I get straightaway Spurt. Alright, I think we're going to watch this race again to kind of see how we're looking. Because the reason I'm doing this is so in future runs I kind of have a better idea of what we need to actually win. And then I won't have to run these races. Because I'll already know, or at least I'll have a good read on what's going to happen. We're going to watch this one in whole, just because I want to see when her skill procs and how good straightaway Spurt is working. But we are low on wit, so... She's rushed. Rushed actually shouldn't hurt us at all because we probably have way more stamina than everyone else here right now. We just gotta want to make sure that she actually uses her unique, which could go off at any time now. Okay, there we go. So the crazy thing about Anchors Away in these long races is it lasts for a long time. Like a ridiculously long time. Now we really want to see straightaway Spurt go off, which is not happening. I feel like it should have already gone off. I think we're still going to be in a pretty good spot to win the race, but... straightaway Spurt not going off is kind of concerning. Okay, are we passing everyone? Yeah, okay, we're good. She cut it closer than I wanted, but that's fine. So, no straightaway Spurt. So we definitely need more wit. Because we can't really afford for that to happen in an actual race. And then here, this one's the one that gives energy, right? Okay, let's see what we can do. The director's here. Why you gotta be on Guts? That's the worst possible thing. These are so backwards. Why are the stamina characters on speed and the speed characters on stamina? Doing this because it's more stamina for less energy. Raffle time. Okay, just the basic carrot, but that's fine. We need to start stacking up speed. We're so far behind on speed right now. we really... I guess we're not that far off on the director, but that's like, I think 2 trainings. Oh, we gotta go speed. And one of these turns is gonna be a rest, which is kind of bad. Although, we get best foot forward. This event is... Wait, what? We didn't have enough power? What do you mean? We had plenty of power. What just happened? I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe it's random? I thought we would have enough power for that event, though. That event would have been really good if we actually got to take part in it. Apparently, I'm not strong enough. So yeah, she didn't have enough power. I thought you only needed 350 power for this event, though. Well, let me look it up. It might be varying because it goes off at different times. Best foot forward. It doesn't tell you on here. Maybe there's no power requirement necessarily. Maybe it changes based on where you are in the run. That would have been so good for us if we could get that right there. Also, would it have given... No, it doesn't give friendship. So at least we didn't miss out on that, I guess. But that sucks. But anyways, that's one of those things... I might just do this, actually. That's one of those things that sometimes on runs you're gonna get that, and that's gonna make the run a lot better, right? And here it didn't work out because we didn't have enough power, but it might have just been 500 power that we needed. Who knows? I gotta do this. We really need that ultimate level up. We'll see if this gets us there. It's gonna be close. Wit is good. We need wit. Okay, is she here? She is here. I gotta just press this. Because then we don't have to worry about it anymore. It's not a terrible button. Okay, we did it. Okay, so now we've pretty much eliminated all the, like, weird things that we have to do, and now it's just get stats. And obviously we gotta rest here, but... We already have the hint that we wanted. Oh my gosh, really? You gotta get sleep deprived now? Now's not the time. Inspiration's good, though. Not a gold inspiration, but... That's another thing that's gonna be random in the runs, is actually getting the gold inspiration. Okay, so no... We do get standard distance. No long spark, though. That's kind of gonna hurt, right? That's gonna affect how good we do in the races. So now it's really just max out stamina and get as much speed as possible for the rest of the run. What are we still... Do we run... Okay, we do run this right before summer vacation. How we looking? Okay, we also didn't get this at all. So I already got straightaway spurt. We didn't get swinging maestro either. This run might just be dead. Because we still need to be able to afford this. We need... I mean, this would be nice. This would be nice. We kind of need this. We kind of need this. This would be nice, and then we need Swinging Maestro. Like, the run just kind of doesn't work if we don't actually end up with Swinging Maestro. Now, I know we've gotten at least one of the chain events done. Okay, so now we just need to make sure we get 120,000 fans, which I think we just did, yeah. So now we'll have our ultimate maxed out. We're kind of just hitting all the checkboxes. But I don't think it's gonna quite be where we want it to. Because we really haven't had any, like, crazy turns. Okay, there's actually Swinging Maestro. We did already have 2 of them done, huh? Not even a big hint, though, so it's going to be expensive. It's got to be a rest. And then 1 turn of training, and then rest again. We're low on wit, still. Well, I guess we look, but it would have had to have been really good for us to actually do it. There's a little bit of extra stamina. So how many races do we still have left? Maybe 2? Because I'm pretty sure we run the Urimakinen again. I can't remember if we run the Autumn Tenno show. We do. Okay, so we got 2 races left. Might just do wit right now, because there's no big numbers. I don't think we're gonna... This is probably not the run, but we kind of got an understanding of what needs to be done. That's kind of crazy. What the heck? It's no good reason not to do this one over the stamina. Ah, this choice doesn't matter if I remember correctly. There's cooldown as well. That's interesting. So we could kind of just, like, throw caution to the wind, get Swinging Maestro, get cooldown, and get Go Home Specialist for the triple gold skills. But if we do that, we should probably just be speed maxing for the rest of the run. And even then, I don't know... Oh, please don't actually get a migraine. Okay. Even then, I don't know if we're gonna get enough skill points. And we probably don't even have enough wit. I don't know, this run is... It's difficult. This is way too many stats that you need. If we could fit standard distance in there as well, then we probably guarantee having enough stamina. But since we didn't get long up, it might not even be good enough. I think after we try this a few more times, we'll have a better idea on if we did well in this run or not. Right now, it kind of feels like we did pretty badly. But I think after I do it multiple times, I might realize, like, we did alright for the first try. Okay, well that's useless. Okay, so if we rest now, this probably just gives you focus, right? I'd rather have the stamina. If we rest now, then we should be able to probably train for the rest of the 51, though. 51. If I press this button, we don't have to do any more stamina training for the rest of the run. But that means we only have 2 trainings left, and there's a chance this fails. We could go for a safer stamina training if I just rest right now. That's a tough one. I got rest. We even get well rested. Alright, how are we looking? Wait, is this race? This race is not standard distance, right? Yeah, no. The Arima Keenan's kind of short. It's the shortest long race. I don't think we're going to have enough skill points to even do what I said. This stuff is expensive. I didn't even really waste skill points on anything. I think we kind of got unlucky not getting any corner recovery hints and getting the bad swinging maestro hint. I mean, we are still going to get a lot of skill points, but maybe we do need to try and incorporate some other races in to get more skill points. But we don't even have the stats or the skill points. Like, something's got to give. But I think maybe for our first try, we just make kind of like a stamina check character. And if we can't find anything better, then we might be using a stamina check character. Okay, so this is pretty much what I said, a safer stamina option that makes it so we will get max stamina if I press this. And then now I guess we're just hoping to press speed, even though we don't have as much wit as I want either. Okay, we can't get baited by this because it's unnecessary. There is the chance for this to be an option, just to try and get extra skill points out of the director. But we're not going to max out her friendship anyways, and we already have it at orange, so probably just rather do this for as much speed as possible. It also sucks that we got a random mood down not that long ago, and there's not, like, we have a whole bunch of built-in mood ups, but they didn't happen, so I wasn't gonna recreation anyways. Really, you got second? I don't believe you. Didn't happen. There we go. It's actually a pretty close race for what it's worth. I would have thought that I would have way too many stats at this point. But I guess end closers sometimes just cut it close based on the nature of how they work. We just... The last few turns did not have good speed options, so... And if I do this, I'm not getting the 300 wit. And this is not getting me to 800 speed, but... We're running mediums. So are we going to have enough skill points? I don't think so. This is very unfortunate. Reduce fatigue on a downhill. They're probably, like, we just take the cheaper one. Okay. Come on. I think we could do better than that. There we go. So, I mean, there's obviously a lot of things we could do better. We did get max stamina. But I still don't think I know if it's better to run 3 speed cards or 3 stamina cards. There's a lot of things that are lacking, right? But we did at least get the stamina amount. So if we grab this, there's no way we can grab, like, anything else. Can't get Go Home Specialist. I could get extra tank and long corners. But I feel like Professor of Curvature is really good for Gold Ship. But then I can't get standard distance. Okay, well this is going to give us an idea that we do need more skill points. Because all the skills that I've grabbed are pretty much mandatory. This one was random, but it's probably equal to the other gold skill that we were going to get anyways. It just made us spend less points. But yeah, everything that I bought is mandatory. And there's a lot of luxury things we could have gotten, like this, this, this. I don't know if this is that good. This could help. This could be helpful. This could be helpful. This could be helpful. We weren't able to get any of those. Guess that is what it is, huh? So we're just gonna have to make some more attempts then. Because I think we did get a little bit unlucky with not having a whole bunch of really big stat turns. We do have this. This is probably a bad legacy overall, but there's a lot here. It's just like these sparks up here are not good. But down here's pretty decent. So I think for now, I mean that's like a starter point, right? It's not good, but I'd say it's workable. We met the stamina requirement. And from here, we just have to try and improve upon that. I have to say, I really hate having to use the Hishi Amazon card. But it's kind of mandatory. I wonder if it would have... It just would have been too random if I gave it as like a spark to a legacy. I feel like you'd need a whole bunch of the sparks to try and make it as consistent as possible. Although she might work better than my current gold ship in long races. Oh, this gold ship has both of these, though, so maybe not. What does the game say? Oh, this is not the right gold ship. This is the gold ship. No, this is also not. Where is the gold ship? Oh, here. So it's saying rating-wise it's worse. Not positive if that's true or not, but... Alright, so let's kind of take a look at the final product for today. And then we'll just have to put some more attempts into it. We do not have a lot of skills, right? Would we have been better off with standard distances instead of firm conditions? I think yes. I think buying firm conditions was maybe a mistake. And I would have rather had standard distances for the extra stamina. Because now we're in a spot where we're kind of skirting the edge of actually having enough stamina. Especially if both of these don't go off. So, yeah, this is kind of our first attempt. We'll have to iterate on this and see if we can do better. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this one, and I will see you next time.